General Ziwaxthara stared at the tactical display with all 6 of her compound eyes, her chitinous exoskeleton trembling with disbelief. The holographic readout showed an impossible scene. 10,000 Kronar warships reduced to glowing debris, while a single human vessel drifted serenely through the wreckage. Impossible, she clicked in her native tongue, her mandibles chattering nervously. Run the simulation again. Commander Veltok's tentacles danced across the control interface. General, I've run it 17 times. The results remain consistent. The human vessel designated UES Prometheus eliminated our entire 9th Fleet in 4.7 minutes. The bridge fell silent except for the soft humming of the ship's bioneural processors. For 3 cycles, the Kronar hegemony had dominated this sector of the galaxy, their superior numbers crushing any resistance. They had studied human military doctrine extensively after first contact. Primitive kinetic weapons, crude fusion reactors, and laughably simple AI systems. The humans should have been easy prey. ZYXthara's secondary arms manipulated the tactical controls, zooming in on the lone human ship. It appeared unremarkable, sleek lines typical of their aesthetic preferences, roughly 2 kilometers in length, and according to their sensors, crewed by only 300 individuals. By comparison, each Kronar dreadnought carried 50,000 warriors. "Show me the battle sequence from the beginning," she commanded. The display rewound to the moment of first contact. The 9th Fleet had emerged from hyperspace in perfect formation, their massive bioships bristling with plasma cannons and quantum torpedoes. Standard doctrine called for an overwhelming display of force to encourage immediate surrender. The human ship had broadcast a simple message. "This is Captain Sarah Chun of the UES Prometheus. You are trespassing in human space. Withdraw immediately or face the consequences." ZYXthara had found the warning amusing at the time. A single ship threatening 10,000? The humans' arrogance knew no bounds. Fleet Admiral Kethvar had responded with typical Kronar bravado, ordering an immediate attack. The first wave of plasma bolts had streaked toward the human vessel at near-light speed, enough firepower to crack a small moon. Then everything had changed. The human ship hadn't moved. It hadn't needed to. A shimmering field had appeared around it, and every single plasma bolt had simply stopped. Not deflected, not absorbed, but frozen in space like insects trapped in amber. For a moment, thousands of brilliant energy beams hung motionless in the void. "Temporal stasis field," Veltok whispered, his voice filled with awe and terror. "They suspended time itself around our weapons." The second phase of the engagement had been even more bewildering. The human ship had released what their sensors had initially classified as a simple probe, a spherical object no larger than a Kronar escape pod. But as it drifted toward their fleet, reality began to bend around it. Ships closest to the probe had simply ceased to exist. Not destroyed, not vaporized, they had been edited out of spacetime as if they had never been built. The effect had spread like a virus, each vanishing vessel somehow catalyzing the disappearance of others in an expanding sphere of absolute annihilation. Vacuum decay cascade. The science officer had reported in her final transmission before her own ship winked out of existence. "They've weaponized quantum field collapse." ZYXthara watched the recording with growing horror as her magnificent fleet disappeared in mathematical precision. Ship after ship simply stopped being, leaving behind not even the fundamental particles that had comprised them. In less than 5 minutes, 10,000 vessels and 500 million Kronar warriors had been reduced to quantum foam. The Prometheus had then transmitted another message. Warning delivered. "Next time we won't be so gentle." Gentle. They called the complete annihilation of a fleet gentle. "General," Veltok interrupted her thoughts. "We're receiving a transmission from the Hegemony Council. They're requesting your immediate report." ZYXthara closed all 6 eyes, her worst fears confirmed. How could she explain to the Council that humanity possessed technology that made their entire civilization obsolete? That their gods of war were merely children playing with toys compared to these seemingly primitive bipeds? She opened her primary eyes and looked at the tactical display one final time. The human ship was already gone, having casually jumped to hyperspace without apparent effort. Only the expanding cloud of quantum decay remained as evidence of what had transpired. "Compose a message to the hegemony," she said finally. "Recommend immediate cessation of all hostile activities toward human space. Classification: extinction level threat. The age of Kronar dominance was over.